Welcome back to a new video. So if you've been watching the series, you notice that I traded Juan Soto. I signed Juan Soto and then traded him away. We just started spring training, and so we're going to simulate a little bit through there. What I spent a little bit of time between videos doing is going into the player strategy. So I went to player development and didn't go through all of the players of the franchise, but looked at the main screen that we have here. I actually have one more person I need to actually do. So I like to take the defense way down and bring the average and kind of bring these categories up and then prevent the AI from doing that, even though I don't think it would anyway, even if I didn't have that checked. But I went through the rest of these players and just made sure I just adjusted them how I felt like they should be adjusted. And basically just taking defense and running down for hitters and increasing the hitting. And then for pitching, just kind of based on where their potential was, kind of just biasing those general areas. So we are into the spring training now. So in this video, we'll go through spring training and at least get through until the main starts. So we'll use the AI for the lineups and stuff for the spring training. We just signed this guy to an 8-year extension. It's a young 20-year-old player, decent potential. All right, we'll just keep hammering through. For some reason, we're 7-2, which is hilarious. We really shouldn't be. Let's see. All right. All right, looking over here. Sorry. Strained abdominal muscle. Who cares? We were 7-2 and we lost like 5 or 6 straight games. Kind of hilarious. All right. Keep hammering through. Go ahead and delete all these messages. So our pitching will be bad. I mean, we'll just be bad in general this year, most likely. I don't envision us being good, but we kind of have all our coaching in place. We have a lot of our younger guys that are most likely will be coming up, and hopefully guys start to develop pretty decently. So it looks like Coulson is bumping up in everything. So he's at 2.5 stars, 5-star potential. So he'll be a big piece to our rebuild, making sure that all looks good in the future with that. And I believe in the next video will be in the regular season, and then we will push to potentially maybe like the first year draft, since one of the adjustments that was recommended was moving the date up with that, so they have a year of development, and so we'll do that as well. But yeah, we have all of our good old prospects that are there. All right, so now we're here in the regular season. And so what we want to do is look at the waiver wire, see if there's anyone that's, potentially interesting. So we have someone like this Lucas Gill, that's someone that we could potentially use. So there are some pieces here that are interesting with the 3-star. Maybe even, I think this guy could be a starting pitcher potentially, but even if he is just a reliever, we have some interesting guys that we can look at potentially yoinking from other teams and seeing if there's someone like this. It'd be interesting. So what we're going to do here is get ready for the regular season. And what I always like to do, since there's 60 people, is let them go through with that. So we don't need this guy at all. We can just release him. And then that guy as well, we can just release. And so we can look down our roster and see if there's anyone else that's particularly interesting that we need to move around. Guys down all the way down to here. So we'll look over here. So we signed him at a big contract and he's all the way down to here, which is interesting. But I think that'll be better for development anyway. So I'm not too worried about that. And then we can look down at high A to see if there's anyone that we need to move down. So we'll drop him to low A. And it looks like everyone else is happy with where they're at. If you can't hang in high A or low A, then you just get released. Especially he is 22, he's not going to develop most likely. So we just a couple guys that will just release. And then there's one other thing I'm going to do with these. So we actually have a lot of people to get rid of here. So we'll move some of these guys up and then look down to see at these 1-stars. Easiest people to get rid of are half-star potential, so not even 1-star. And we'll get rid of some of the 1-stars as well, since there's way too many people on this roster. We'll see how many that gets down to 35, which is more of a manageable number. And so then we'll look up and take out some of these older people relative to this league. Obviously, 22 is really young, but when they're not developing, there's not really a point of having them. Look here at the international complex, and got some good players there, which is good. And nobody really interesting here. Just get rid of that guy. We do need to add the ghost player function in, just so I'm not getting dinged for that at the beginning of the year. So let's go to here, game park settings, players and teams, or no, it's league settings, and then rules. I believe that's where it is. So then I can never find this. It's always the most difficult thing to find. Allow, there we go. So allow incomplete minor league rosters. And base minor league depth charts on, potential. Top to bottom, I don't know. We'll leave it like that. All right, so let's look here at our roster, pitching. And so we'll see we have okay pitching. So he's actually up to a 3-star, which is really nice. Let's see if there's anyone that's a 2-star that we can drop down to get Lucas Gill on our team. So we can transact him to AAA. And so let's look here to the waiver wire. And Lucas Gill, he's 26. We'll go ahead and claim him. And then there's nobody else that's really particularly, like, this guy's potentially interesting. But we have enough guys to fill without him. Always a lot of relief pitchers that are available. So nobody that's really that interesting besides Lucas Gill here. Potentially this guy, but at $9 million a year is not worth it at all. But for the minimum, definitely is worth it. And we'll look here at the trading block. Make sure there's no one that's really crazy interesting to look at. Nope. So we have what will be our starting roster. And so we'll go through this screen and our lineups here. So, man, we're going to be bad. We are going to be very bad, but that's okay. So we have our center fielder that's injured right now. And we are going to get cooked this year. That is for sure. But we already lost all our games this year. Not good. All right, so Lucas Gill we have available now. Very curious. Yeah, he's actually a 3-star reliever. So we will waive, and we're just going to release this guy. We don't need him. Go here to pitching, and then we'll see if he puts him into the starting lineup. He actually puts him as a starting pitcher, which is interesting. We can kind of leave him there. I'm fine with that. But we'll autoplay a little bit. We'll most likely lose many games this year. It's usually the first year is usually quite rough. The first full year is usually pretty rough, no matter what. And that's why I don't really stress about like Juan Soto having him on our team or not. So we're gonna demote him to AAA, bring him up, and we kind of let the AI kind of do what it wants for the rosters and stuff at this initial stage, because it's not critically important, whether, you know, Lucas Gill's in the bullpen or not. Like, there's guys that aren't probably going to be in our long-term plans, but you just make sure like guys, you know, like Colson and stuff are playing, and then we can. Well, I'm not really worried about looking at the minor league roster. I changed the development stuff. We actually won a couple of games, which is hilarious. We should start to lose pretty soon. Yeah. So we're chilling at the bottom. 23rd, so we're not last. We'll do one more week after this because we're already at 10:30 as far as the length of the video. But we do have the good old Steven Kwan. We'll do one more. Yeah, we are down. We are down bad at this point. But we have pieces like Kwan's, you know, is going to be a good piece for several years, and obviously much cheaper than someone like Juan Soto. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Before I leave, let's look at the lineups, and we can sort by our batting average. So we have some guys with not a lot of at-bats. Kwan is on fire. Sometimes John Kinsey Noel develops really well, and sometimes he doesn't. It's kind of hit or miss with that. But let's see. We might make some adjustments here. So there's some thoughts. Let's see if I set his position to first base, if it changes his potential. So what I might want to do is adjust some things with that. But I don't know. We'll leave him as that for now. But anywho, that's going to be it for this one. So we're into the first regular season. Obviously, we're 7-18. We are most likely going to be horrendous this year. So I'm not really, obviously, you know, anticipating us making the playoffs or anything, but just kind of setting the stage for us to push forward. So in the next video, I'll simulate up here until the draft. And then the next video, that's where it will be. So if you made it this far, I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you all in the next one. Peace.